أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وبه نستعين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا محمد وآله الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد ربي أنتقنا بالهدى وألهمنا التقوى السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. I begin in the name of Allah, the most kind, the most merciful. It's due to that kindness and mercy that we have these opportunities where we gather to learn more about Him, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. With the programs coming up for Fatima alayhi salam starting tomorrow, we moved the discussion that we have at the end of the month to this week. So inshallah there is a partition set up. If the ladies would like to participate in the discussion, please do come. As we've been doing for a long time now, there are a lot of new faces today. We're taking passages in Arabic and then we translate them together basically. And there are many benefits to that, but the most important is to show that we do have quite a bit of knowledge about the language of Arabic in the first place. And so that should motivate us to continue studying, but also reading texts on our own to get the meaning as they were said. And then the passage that we have chosen for today in particular is the sermon of Sayyidah Fatima al-Zahra alayha afdalu salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, in the sermon of Fadak. As we 2 weeks ago, if you recall, we gave the history of Fadak and why Fadak was so important and why Sayyidah alayhi salam fought for Fadak basically, right? And in that process of asking and fighting for her rights, she delivered a sermon, and the sermon was absolutely powerful enough to where historians tell us that at the end Abu Bakr had no place to go but to give Fadak back to Sayyidah Zahra alayhi salam, right? That's how powerful the sermon of Fadak was. But then we know what happened, and we discussed what happened in the lecture after that. And so we're just taking a passage from this in which she describes the philosophy of Islam. And it's a very famous passage. I'm sure we've all read it before as well. And the aim is not only to translate, but I want us to understand it as well. That what exactly does she mean by that? So we'll ask for your input on this inshallah, and we'll take it from there. Let's begin with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So as I said, this comes in the beginning. Not in the beginning, sorry. It's not in the beginning, nor is it at the end. It's in the middle, where she describes now the philosophy behind Islam. And so one of the things she says, فَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الْإِيمَانَ تَطْهِيرًا لَكُم مِّنَ الشِّرْكِ. What is فَجَعَلَ? What does فَجَعَلَ mean? To make, yeah? Who said that? I don't even know. Yeah. So what is fa? What does fa actually do here? No, it doesn't conjugate. Fa is basically, you can say it's like when you have fa before a verb, it's basically connecting that which came prior to that which is coming now. So whatever she's talked about up to this point, she's saying faja'ala, and this is why Allah has done what He's done, right? So the fa here is almost something which, oh Rehan, we're having problems again. The pen's not working, but we'll figure that out. Our AV team will sort that. So faja'ala, so don't worry about the fa. Ja'ala is a verb. What does ja'ala mean? You said to make, yeah? Ja'ala is one of the most common verbs in Arabic, and what ja'ala literally means is to make, yeah? So someone has made something. Who's the one who has made it? Allah. Yeah. Now, for those of you who are interested, right, in how Arabic sentence structure works, whenever there is a verb, let me try to figure out why this is not working. So obviously I can't figure it out. Oh, here. No, this came up. Try it again. It's going to close it, right? We'll restart it. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Here, you want to try? Oh, really? Must be my hands. Okay. From the beginning, from current slide. All right. So with Arabic structure, for those who are interested, whenever there is a verb, there has to be. So in in English grammar. Let's talk about English grammar. When there is a verb, what must there be for that verb? What is a verb? An action, right? Very good. So for there to be a verb, there has to be a what for that action? A noun. Very good. Yeah, there has to be a doer of that action, and then there has to be something that action did, right? So in Arabic, this is known as the fa'il and the maf'ul. Fa'il is the doer of that action, while the maf'ul is what that action was done on, or what the action was done, right? So here we see that. So how do we know in Arabic who's the fa'il and who's the maf'ul? That who is the doer and what is the action that was done? And it goes by the harakat. Yeah? If you look at the harakat, the word Allahu has a dhamma, while the word Iman has a fatha. The fa'il, does it work there? No, I think it's the pen, right? It's working? Yeah. It's okay, all right. The fa'il will always have a dhamma. Always. And this is why in Arabic, harakat like fatha, dhamma, and kasra are so important. You know, as non-Arab reciters, sometimes we'll, as we say, tokam tok the harakat. Yeah? That, you know, fatha will be here, dhamma will be here, Allah knows what I want, right? But the reality is that when we change harakat, we're changing the meaning of what we're saying. Haraka, this concept of harakat, so the fatha, dhamma, and kasra is known in Arabic as nahu. Grammar in Arabic is divided into two. There is nahu and there is sarf. Sarf is conjugation. Conjugation meaning how a verb changes. And there are multiple conjugations, right? So there is singular, double, plural. There is male, feminine. Then there is present tense, past tense, future tense. All of these are conjugations of what a verb can undergo. That is like a table. You just kind of have to memorize it, right? And so each verb can have over 20 conjugations. But the concept of who is the doer, what is the action that was done, all of this is known as nahu. And you know who is the father of nahu? Imam Ali alayhi salam. Yeah? Imam Ali alayhi salam is recognized by all Arabs, whether they are Muslim or non-Muslim, that he is known as the father of nahu. He is the one who taught how the harakat work, right? So here, so you can take like an example, like daraba Zaydun bakran. Yeah? What does daraba mean? Thank you. Yeah, good, thank you. What does daraba mean? No. That's dhabaha. Yeah? Daraba means to hit, okay? So let's look at this here. Daraba. So daraba is a verb, isn't it? So for the verb, there has to be a doer, right? So we can say daraba Zaydun bakran. Right? Because Zayd has taken the dhamma, we know Zayd is the doer of the hitting. Okay? While Bakr is the one who got hit. right? But in Arabic, you can't just assume that the one who comes right after the verb is the doer, right? Because sometimes due to balagh, for example, if you want to sound poetic, for example, you may change the structure of a sentence. So I could say, daraba bakran zaydun. But you know that you're not looking for the fa'il or the doer that comes immediately after the verb. Rather, you are looking for where the dhamma is. When you find the dhamma, you know that that is the doer of that particular action. Does that make sense? Yeah? There is a verb, there's a verse of the Quran here. The last line, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ فِيمَا أَمَرَكُمْ بِهِ وَنَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ. Let's translate this together. Okay? وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ. What does وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ mean? What does ati mean? Ati'u. Given, no, that's ata. Yeah? But this, what's the root word of ati'u here? Ata, which means? Yeah, so the root word is ta'a. Yeah? The root word is ta'a. Ati'u is the conjugation of ta'a. Right? So when you see in Arabic, right, like if you want to learn Arabic, you don't have to open the dictionary and memorize every single word, right? Unlike English, where English sometimes it's like that, where you have to know these words. In Arabic, when you see a long word, like ati'u has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters in it. Find the root word. Once you know the root word, you have a better understanding of what that conjugation means. Okay? So here it's referring to a form of ta'a or obedience. Fatima alayhi salam says, وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ. Okay? أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ. So obey who? Allah. Who is doing the obedience? Huh? You, we are, right? Because it's plural. So the fa'il comes there in ati'u. That means you. Okay? The fa'il is there. And we know it's not God who's doing the obedience, right? Because there is a fatha. So it's the obedience that's done to God. He is the maf'ul in this particular sentence. You understand that or no? It's a beautiful point that if you can understand, you can read a Quranic verse and you can pick up, okay, this is the verb. Therefore, there has to be a fa'il for the verb. Now, how do I know what the fa'il is? The fa'il, which means doer, has a dhamma on it. So go find the dhamma, that's a noun, and that's the doer of that particular verb. Okay? Otherwise, if we were just looking at what comes after and we don't know, we're thinking it's Allah who's doing the obedience. But that's not the case, right? وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ فِيمَا أَمَرَكُمْ. What is fima? Yeah, in what? Yeah, fi ma. It's 2 words. Fi is in, ma is what. Okay? So in what? Amarakum bihi. What is amarakum? Order. Yeah? Amar is order. Amara who? Who did he order? Kum. Yeah? Who is kum here? You. Yeah? This is Zayda is talking to someone, right? وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ فِيمَا أَمَرَكُمْ. So obey Allah in what Allah has ordered you to obey Him in. Okay? Bihi here is in it or by it. Right? وَنَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ. And obey Allah in what He has. Naha is forbidden, stopped you, prevented you. But forbidden is the like amra bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar. Same words. Amra bil ma'ruf and nahi anil munkar. Same exact wordings that are used here. فَإِنَّهُ. Because surely, now look at this sentence. Okay? This is one of the most beautiful Quranic words, Quranic sentences or verses, because it can have so many different meanings, right? If we read it incorrectly. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ إِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. Okay? What does innama mean? Surely indeed, right? We've talked about this before. Innama is known as, what's in Arabic is known as adatul hasar. Adatul hasar means it is not only emphasizing, but it is restricting at the same time. The word for emphasis in Arabic, and there are many emphasis words, but inna is one of them. Right? Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu. So inna means surely. But whenever you add a ma to it and it becomes innama, what it does is it not only emphasizes, but it restricts. Adatul hasar. Hasar means that which restricts. So it's a tool which restricts. What does restriction do? It means that this is all, this sentence is exactly what the purpose is. Right? Innama yuridullahu. That Allah only desires to purify you, O the Ahlul Bayt. Right? So it is something that emphasizes but at the same time restricts. So what this is telling us is that Allah is telling us something very important, because this is a Quranic verse. Innama yakhsha. What is yakhsha? Fear. What's the root word? Good. Very good. Khashya. Okay? Khashya is the root word. Khashya. Khashya means to fear or to be in awe of. It's more like awe, because khawf is fear. So khashya is like a feeling that's developed of awe after we have faith. You get it? Yeah? When you have faith in something, then you're in awe of that which you have faith in. So that is khashya. Yakhsha is a present tense verb. Okay? But the conjugation doesn't matter. We're trying to just understand the meaning. It's khashya. So now that we say there is khashya, it means to be in awe of. We say that this is a verb. Now that this is a verb, what does a verb have to have? A noun and that which that noun acts upon. Correct? Look at what the verse says. فَإِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهَ مِنْ إِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. Okay? So let's just translate the words for a second. Okay? Allah is Allah. A simple answer. Y'all could have gotten that. Yeah? Allah is Allah. Okay? Min ibadihi. What is min? No, in is fi. Min, from. Yeah? Min is from. Okay? Maybe one day we'll do these. What are these called in English? Propositions, right? Propositions. In, on. We'll put a list together and memorize them together, inshallah. Okay? Min is from. Ibad is worship. No. Ibadat is worship. Ibad is plural of abd. Okay? So it's servants. Okay? Ibadihi. The he goes back to who? Allah. Okay? So this is servants. But what kind of servants? Al-ulama. Okay? Servants who have knowledge of Allah, scholarly servants. So not just scholars, right? People who wear this garb. No. Any servant who has the correct faith and the correct khashya is known as a ibadihi al-ulama in this particular context. Okay? Now this is servants. Now let's translate that. Who wants to translate this? See, the problem comes, right, is that Allah here comes right after the khashya, right? And so how it can be translated is completely wrong than how it should be translated, okay? Because in this particular verse, who is the fa'il? Who is the doer of the khashya? Ulama. Why is ulama the doer? It has a dhamma, right? But it comes at the end of the sentence. You see, like in general Arabic, if you think that the fa'il or the doer comes immediately after the verb, you will think it's Allah who is the fa'il. And if we say that it's Allah who is the fa'il, what does that sentence mean? It means Allah is in awe of the obedient servants. You see how it changes that? It's saying Allah is fearful of His obedient servants. Astaghfirullah, right? Why? Because of a fatha and a dhamma. Yeah? This is how powerful fathas and dhammas are. Right? So when we read the Quran and when we teach our children know the fathas, dhammas properly, we don't just let it slide. When we want people who come to mosque to recite, we want everyone to recite. But there has to be a level of fluency where we're not just knocking things about, right? Because for us who are native, not native, we're foreigners when it comes to Arabic, to us it all sounds melodious, mashallah. It all sounds very sweet, right? But the meaning can be entirely opposite of what we're saying, right? I've given this example many times before, but in Dua Kumail, we say, Allahumma ghfirli adh-dhunub allati adhnabtuhu. And I said, we've heard this so many times where people have said, Allahumma ghfirli adh-dhunub allati adhnabtahu. They, instead of adhnabtuhu, they changed it to adhnabtahu. And what it's saying is that, oh Allah, forgive the sins you have committed. Right? To Allah, rather than saying, oh Allah, forgive me the sins that I have committed. What was the difference in that? The simple difference was a tu and a ta. That's it. But it changes the entire concept of what we're saying. Right? This is how beautiful the language is. Right? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So that's not where I expected to go today, but we went there, alhamdulillah. So faja'ala, we said made. Who made? Allah made. Allah made what? Iman. Yeah? Allah has made Iman. What is Iman? Faith. What has He made faith? Tathiran. What does the word tathiran mean? Pure. Where's the root word of it? Very good. Tahara. Allah has made faith pure for you. Lakum min ash-shirk. What does min ash-shirk mean? From shirk, right? Now, just as a side note, most verbs have one fa'il and one maf'ul. Okay, they have one doer and that which one thing that was done. It's ja'ala is one of the few verbs in Arabic that has two maf'uls. So here you have Allah is the doer of faith and He made faith tathiran. Both of these are maf'ul bihim. Yeah? But ja'ala is just an exception to that particular clause. Okay? So now that you've understood the verbs, what's the sentence translation of this? Anyone from the sisters? Yes? You want to try it? No? You want to try it? You want to try it? Okay, we'll help you. Go ahead. Okay. Good. Allah has purified faith for you. So lakum, you've already put lakum in that sentence. He has purified faith for you. Lakum is for you. From shirk, which is a polytheism or anything like that. Very good, right? The verse is translated is Allah has made Iman as a means to purify yourself from shirk. Okay? That means Iman is this purpose which takes us into this nobility of faith. It prevents us from doing all types of shirk. We've touched upon this before. Ayatollah Khomeini, rahimahullah, in his book 40 Hadith, does a very beautiful job of describing shirk, right? And shirk happens in so many different ways. To that extent, we went into a whole lecture on this, but it's one of the most powerful points that I've heard in my life up to now, where he says that, look, when I worship God for Jannah, when I worship God for thawab, like you say, okay, this will give me 50 rakats, or let's do it. This will give me 50 hajj, let's do it. He says, when you worship God for even these things, he says you are doing shirk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? Because you worship God for God. You don't worship God for what He gives you. Because the things that God gives you benefits who? You, right? And so when you worship God for things that benefit you, you are really worshiping yourself. You're not worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Profound point, yeah? Profound point. It should change the way we view things. We need to learn to worship God for God, right? Because God is worthy of it. Remember that hadith we quoted last week where Imam Ali alayhi afdalu salatu wassalam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, where he says to Allah in a munajat, he says, try to pick up what Imam is saying, right? He says, Ma abadtuka khawfan minan nar. Wa ma abadtuka tama'an lil jannah. Walakin wajadtuka ahlan lil ibada fa'abadtuka. Yeah? Anybody can translate that? Yeah? You know, anybody, let's try it from the men. You want to translate that? No? Anybody from the men? Yeah.
I do not
Sorry.
worship you for fear of your
For nar.
nor do I worship you for the prospect of the Jannah.
Very good.
But I worship you because you deserve it.
Yeah, I found you. So Hassan. So the people at home, what he's basically saying, what the translation that was given here is that, where's the mic? Maybe he can translate it. It's good. No, it's good for people to know what's happening here, right? People will think I'm the only one talking. Yeah. Please, you nailed it. So go for it. Yeah.
I do not worship you for fear of the fire,
Good.
nor do I worship you for hope for the Jannah,
Good.
but I worship you because I consider you worthy of worship.
Yeah, basically, right? So for the exact translation, he says, but you're exactly right. He says, I found you worthy of worship, and so I worshipped you. We need to find God worthy of worship, right? And when we do, then it protects us from all types of shirk. Because right now, when we think of shirk, we're thinking about idol worshipping, but we're past that stage. You and I, we're past that stage. We're not idol worshippers, right? But sometimes we may worship different things. I remember a scholar saying even that when you recite salah, oftentimes our mind just wanders, right, in salah. But he says, be careful where your mind wanders when you say, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Yeah? Because in Surah Fatiha, we first talk to God in the third person. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Maliki Yawmiddin, the Lord of the Day of Judgment. But then we turn it to a second person. Iyaka na'budu. Only you do we worship, and only you do we obey. And only you do we seek help from. He says, be careful what you're thinking about at that time. Yeah? Because if you're thinking about your business, what you're saying to God is, Allah, I only worship my business. You're thinking about a TV show. You're saying, God, I only think about TV show. You're worried about food. And so catch yourself. Catch yourself to make sure that you don't make those type of mistakes, because those are hints at what our minds are thinking about. We'll do just a couple more. Okay? Was-salata. So again, was-salata here is the start of a sentence, but the verb and the fa'il have already been described to us. Right? What is the verb and the fa'il of this sentence? What is the verb and the doer of this sentence, Jari? Yes, the ja'al comes down here and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes down. Very good. So the full sentence would be فَجَعَلَ اللَّهُ الصَّلَاةَ تَنْزِيهًا لَكُمْ عَنِ الْكِبَرِ. Okay? Was-salata is your prayers. Tanzihan. What is tanzihan? I don't expect you to know this. Yeah? I have wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 words in this passage that I don't expect you to know. Okay? So let's just put tanzih for just in a side for now. Salah is something for who? For you, anil kibr. What is kibr? Arrogance, pride, right? So salah is something that, it saves you. Okay, so that could be a possible meaning. It saves you. Good. It's very close actually. But did you just guess that? Or yeah, that's good. That's what I want. Yeah? Because can salah do something that encourages kibr? No, it can't. So we can't have those type of words in our mind. The only type of words that we can have in our mind is something that we know salah can do for our arrogance. Right? So salah can save us from arrogance. What else can salah do? It can prevent us from arrogance. Good. What else? Protect us from arrogance. Good. That's exactly right. right? The word tanzih has a meaning of freeing, right? It frees you from kibr, right? So the sentence would be translated as how? Call it out, huh? Protect, can free us from. Very good. And salah as a means of freeing yourself from arrogance. How does salah free you from arrogance? It humbles you. Well, how does it humble you? It's not about you, it's about Allah. Good, right? And so if I am still arrogant after I pray so long, what does that mean? Yeah, that salah has had no value. Yeah, salah should bring about humility in us, right? Not just humility at those 5 minutes, but humility in life. Okay, and so again, this is a good check for us to see where we are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll do one more and then we'll end. I had like 8 slides set up, but alhamdulillah. وَالزَّكَاةَ تَزْكِيَةً لِلنَّفْسِ وَنَمَاءً فِي الرِّزْقِ right? What is zakat? Charity, yeah? Charity, yeah, I think so. Charity, right? Tazkiyatan. What is tazkiyatan? Purify. The word zakat in its original form means purity, right? But here we understand that she's talking about the zakat we give, because she's talking about the aspects of our religion that are that we carry out, that we do, right? So the word zakat has a root word of zakah, right? And here as well, the word tazkiyatan comes from the same root word zakah. So someone who's zaki, for example, is one who is pure, right? So zakata tazkiyatan, and zakat is a form of purification for the soul, lin-nafs, okay? And zakat is a form of nama'an fir rizq. Let's put nama on for a second, okay? Because I don't expect us to know what nama'an is. But what is fir rizq? In our sustenance. What do you think zakat does for our sustenance? Does zakat lessen our sustenance? Does zakat make our sustenance vanish? Does zakat make us broke? No. What does zakat told us to do? Increase. And that's exactly what it means basically, right? He says the poor rate as a means of cleansing the soul and increasing sustenance. Okay? How does zakat purify the soul? You're thinking of other people? Yeah, good. It makes you selfless? Good. How else? Yeah. Yeah, it makes you show that you're no better than anybody else. Good, yes? Yeah, very good. It reminds you that it's not your money, right? وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Allah always reminds us that in the Quran. And from what I have given you, spend in my way. I think that's beautiful, right? It's beautiful because it's not what I have earned. Allah says what I've given you. Do something good with that, right? Read this. I'm sure Sheikh al-Hilli will go through the sermon of Fadak. And I don't know when we can continue this, but it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and the language is beautiful. So take chances, take advantages of learning the language as much as you can. And inshallah, in the course of these lectures, the feedback on the Arabic portion has been great, alhamdulillah. So if you'd like us to take this somewhere else by actual more Arabic related things, we can do that inshallah. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If we're going to turn off the lights, we'll recite a few words of Masa'ib. We're coming very close to the Ayyam of Fatimiyya, where in a few nights we will mark the martyrdom anniversary of Sayyidah Zahra. And so I was thinking that, let's talk about the final few days of her life. It's been about 2 months since they came and they burned down the house of Fatima. Yeah? It's been about 2 months Since, as Fatima alayhi salam says, that they whipped my arm. They struck a whip on my arm. It's been about 2 days since they slapped the face of Fatima. That Fatima says that when they slapped my face, my earring cracked and broke because of that force. And now it's been 2 months since she lost Mohsin in her stomach. And for these 2 months she has bore the pain. But in the last few nights of her life, we are told she woke up and she says to Amir al-Mu'mineen, Yabna Am, Hada waqtul wasiyati. That, oh, the son of my uncle, this is now the time that I give you my wasiyah, I give you my will. If the Imam alayhi salam says, what is your will, oh the daughter of Rasulullah? You know the first thing she said? She says that, oh Ali, if I have done anything to hurt you over the course of my life, I want you to forgive me. My brothers and sisters, I can't imagine, how these words must have pierced the heart of Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is Sayyidatun Nisa al-Alameen. He says to her, Abadan, Abada, there's never anything you have done to me. She says, my will is that, oh Ali, after my death, I want you to marry my niece because she will look after my children well. And then she says, I also want you to bury me at night because those who have oppressed me and those who have hurt me, I do not want them to participate in my funeral. Wa Zahra, we wish we were there with you to help you and to comfort Ali so that we can take your janazah to the graveside. We are your Shia till today. You know, in the final moments of her life, I think this, I have not read this anywhere, wallah, but I think it. That I wonder if she called Zainab to her. And if she said to Zainab that, Zainab, after me you will see all types of musibah, Zainab. You will see the musibah that falls upon your father Ali. You will see the musibah that falls upon your brother Hassan. But oh Zainab, there is still Karbala to come. And Zainab, you will have to take my place in Karbala and be the comfort for my son Hussein. فسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the return of our Imam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive the sins of our parents and loved ones. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that for those who are going through difficulty, that He end their difficulty. For those that have asked us to pray for them, Ya Allah, accept their hajat. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم والحمد لله رب العالمين. رحم الله من قرأ سورة المباركة الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد.